Hey viewers and friends, Andrew back again and welcome to another slasher review, and today I'm back to review a nice modern slasher, Stitches. This is an Irish slasher comedy and it came out last year. I don't think it ever got a theatrical release, but it is available on DVD and Blu-ray here in Australia, the UK and the US. Excuse the case, I won't be holding it up for the entire video. This is a rental copy. I did rent this movie out today and I've just finished watching it actually, so I definitely wanted to film this review and upload it for you guys. This is a film I really haven't heard too many people talk about. I know a couple of people who have mentioned this movie to me before, fairly recently, and I've also seen a couple of you guys do reviews for it, but other than that, haven't really heard too much about this movie, which is a shame because right off the bat, this is a awesome slasher comedy. So the storyline behind this one is it centres around, well, it actually starts off at a 10th birthday party. The main character throughout the movie is having his 10th birthday with a bunch of his friends. A clown turns up for the party's entertainment. The kids are absolutely shits. They're little bastards to the clown, and they all sort of are pretty nasty to him, play some mean tricks. The clown, or Stitches, which is the clown's name in the movie, he ends up dying. The movie skips ahead several years later. The same group of kids from the beginning of the movie, they're now teenagers. They decide to throw another party. Stitches comes back and seeks his revenge. So that is the plot and storyline for this film. Now, as I said before, I thought it was an absolutely awesome movie. I had so much fun with it. This definitely surpasses most of the horror stuff that's come out recently, especially the mainstream stuff from the last year. And it's a real shame that this movie doesn't really get talked about as much as it should. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a pretty much perfect film. There was only one issue that I had with the movie, which I'm going to get to in the later on in the review. But slasher comedy wise, this was pretty much bang on perfect. I absolutely loved it. I thought they blended the slasher elements perfectly in with the comedy, and honestly this movie would not work any other way. The characters I was very, very impressed with. I'd never really heard of any of them before, apart from Ross Noble, who played Stitches. I have heard of him before, but the rest of the cast, pretty much unknown to me, and they all did an exceptional job. The acting was very, very good in this movie. It was way better than I was expecting. And the other thing that I was very, very impressed with was the age of the characters. They were pretty much about the same age as they were in the movie, around 16, 17, 18 tops maybe, and I really like it when they do that, and just fantastic. So awesome acting, very, very happy with it, and the cast were great. The characters were your pretty much standard slasher fare, nothing different, but they all played their roles really, really well. And as I said, Ross Noble played Stitches. Stitches was such an awesome character. He came up with some really funny one-liners. They weren't overdone. They were perfectly slotted throughout the movie. But yeah, Stitches, awesome killer clown. I thought he was fantastic. The kills were absolutely incredible. They were so much better than I was expecting. I'd heard a lot of great things about the kills actually. This is a very gory and bloody film. Over-the-top kills that are just so much fun to watch. It didn't have a overly high body count, but honestly the kills more than made up for it. And I think with the standard of the kills, if you'd had too much more of a high body count, it might have just been overdone. I thought they did a really, really awesome job in terms of the kills, and yeah, I fucking loved them. I would love to talk about them, but I do not want to spoil any of them. Now, speaking of kills, this is where the one issue I have with the movie rears its head. One of the kills, I'm not going to give it away, but I had a big issue with it, and I felt it was unnecessary and it did not need to be in this movie. However, they included it, and there's nothing I can do about it. If you've seen the movie, I'm sure you know the kill I'm talking about, but I'm going to leave it at that. But other than that, that is my only complaint, and I thought it was an absolutely fantastic film, and I definitely plan to be picking this one up at some point. Unfortunately, I cannot go down to my store and pick it up. I can, but it's $30 on Blu-ray here in Australia, which is more than I want to pay for this film. It's an awesome movie, but $30 is a bit too much for me to pay for it. So it's probably going to be a while until I pick this one up. I'll probably order it off Amazon.com or something. So it's probably going to be sometime next month where I end up picking this one up. But honestly, I cannot wait to own it. It's definitely the sort of movie that I can see myself watching a lot. In fact, I may even rewatch this before I have to return it back to the video store tomorrow. So I don't really want to go and ramble too much more. I think that pretty much wraps up my thoughts on this movie. But yeah, I thought it was an absolutely awesome fun time, and I highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of clown films, slasher comedies with awesome bloody and gory kills. Stitches is definitely for you. So I'm going to give Stitches a score of 4 out of 5. I definitely recommend it. It is one of my favourite modern horror films, especially in terms of slasher. It's been released recently. It was just awesome. I loved it. So if you've seen this film, please let me know what you think of it, and I'd really like to talk more in depth with you guys about the kill. So if you've seen it, please let me know. If you haven't, please check this movie out. It's fantastic, and yeah, that's all I really have to say. So Stitches, 4 out of 5. Can't wait to add this to my own collection. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this review, and thanks for watching.